Hello, Jenna.
Hello, Jilly.
How we doing?
Good. Welcome back to another episode of Gut Talk.
Amen. Another
So
day.
happy to be here.
Another day, another dollar.
Another day, another dollar. Amen.
Very excited about this episode because today we're talking about manifesting 101.
Yep.
How to change your energy. And if you don't believe it, if you think it's woo-woo, you're in the right place because I'm kind of with you. I'm 50-50. I'm straddling the line. Jenna's been manifesting for years. I see it work. I get it. But then I see someone on social media and they're like, I manifested my dream man and a 7-figure business and my dream house and car. And I'm like, F out of here, right? Like, it makes me so mad because I'm just like, it's not that easy. And so I wanted Jenna to put together an episode of just the first little pieces of manifestation, not getting too woo-woo, but helping us, for those who are interested in nothing more than even just shifting your energy. This is the episode for you. Mm-hmm. So, Jenna, you've talked over the years a lot about what you've read, and I've seen you essentially put in the work, but we're at very different places with almost like our belief, but I want to be there, if that makes sense. And maybe not ever to the level that you're at, but I want to have my own practice. And I think that starts with, one, understanding manifestation, and then 2, how to like research it. And then 3 is how to essentially put it in practice.
I love that. And I think that's a great place to be in. And I feel like you're coming from a place of curiosity. And I think
curiosity, and also, like, if I'm being honest, a little bit of like annoyance. I want to
you want to see what the girls are doing. You want to get in on it.
I don't know.
Oh.
I want it for myself.
Yeah.
But I want to shift the narrative around manifestation because I think that it oftentimes is approached by people who are a little disconnected with where the rest of us are. Mm-hmm. And it comes off as so unattainable that it pisses me off. Yeah. And so I want us to be like the attainable version of manifestation.
Okay.
So if you don't believe in it right now, give us a few minutes of your time.
I just want to start this episode off that I spent a lot of my life and time in a state of anxiety and sometimes depression. Mm-hmm. And I feel like this type of practice is what has truly pulled me out of that. So if you feel like you're in a place where you're unhappy with your life, you have depression, you have anxiety, whatever it is, like, welcome, because I've been in that club and I still struggle with it. I mean, I was given meds at the age of 16. Like, if that doesn't say anything. And I came from a really amazing family and like back life. So back life, young life, whatever it is. And so just know that, like, I'm not coming from a high place going to a higher place. I'm coming from down in the dumps to a really high place.
And I don't resonate with that, but I am someone who's just never believed things were going to necessarily go my way.
Exactly, because you had been proven before too.
Well, remember BLJ?
Yeah.
For a very long time, my friends had this thing called BLJ, which was called Bad Luck Jill, which was this idea that if something unlucky was going to happen, it was going to happen to me. And I played into it, which I was probably manifesting.
Without a doubt.
Horrific luck for myself. So I banned it. My friends know they are not allowed to call me BLJ anymore. Like, that used to be like my contact.
I would get so pissed off.
Yeah, well, whatever. We don't need to go down that rabbit hole. I want this episode to be concise because I don't want people feeling overwhelmed. So I think first, you have a quote in our notes that says why you should be manifesting in 2026. So hit us with that.
Yeah, this is actually the book How to Manifest by Roxy Nafousi. And basically, I love what she said here. She said it better than I could. And it's the greatest gift that manifesting can offer us is not to help us attract things for us to possess, but to help us unleash the most empowered, authentic, self-loving, and truly magnificent version of ourselves that there is. So, like, yes, manifestation can be about attaining physical things, love, money, house, dream job, etc. But the way that I look at it and the way that I've approached it and how I find it helps me the most is kind of unlocking that most empowered version of myself who's confident, who has great things happen to her, who has better conversations, who shows up happier, who shows up as this like, you know, magnetic person, if you will. So that's how I see it. Also knowing that I do believe manifestation can provide us with anything that we truly want in this life.
Right. And you said that in order for us to really understand manifestation, we have to understand our subconscious. We have to understand neuroplasticity. I always struggle with that word. And we need to understand quantum physics. So hit us with that.
Yeah. Okay. First, I want to start with the fact that manifestation is a tool, right? Like that's the way you can look at it, if anything else. Like, yes, people look at it you can look at it in so many different ways, but I see it as a tool to help us get to a different version of ourselves or a different place. The biggest thing that I kind of wanted to start with, like you said, are these 3 things, and technically 4 because I want to include something called your authentic self. But let's first start with your subconscious. So subconscious, basically, we all kind of had these things, trauma experiences in our life from ages 1 to 7, but some people say like 1 to 14 that have happened in our lives, whether it's from your parents, from your grandparents, experiences, teachers, whatever it is that kind of wired what is called our subconscious, which is what you deep down believe that you are worthy or unworthy of achieving. So if you were told no so many times, or if you were told that, you know, you can never get this, that maybe, for example, with money, like, you know, money's a bad thing. People who are rich suck, whatever. Like that fuels into your subconscious of believing and blocking you from, let's say, receiving or getting more money, because deep down you were told and you think and believe that money's a bad thing. So that's just an example. So our subconscious, like I said, what you deep down believe you are worthy of having, achieving, and experiencing. The greatest thing is that you can rewire your subconscious, right? So like it's kind of like what you experience in your life doesn't have to always be your identity. And I feel like that's such a amazing thing, right? Because like you're not stuck. You might think you're stuck, but you're not. And that's huge. BLJ happened later on in life, but if BLJ was a thing and you were in your younger age, you can always shift that. You can shift that at an older age too. Rewiring the subconscious requires us to get back to who we are authentically are. For some people, they call that your authentic code. And what that is who you came into the world as, like on a soul level, before all the bullshit was handed to you. So it's kind of like what you truly deep down want and desire without any care of what people think of you, of who you thought you were supposed to be. It's kind of like dropping that like ego part of yourself.
Okay, so I hear that.
Yeah.
But then what about the quantum physics law of attraction?
Okay.
What's that about?
The biggest thing about quantum physics is that, like law of attraction, is that like attracts like. Everything's made of energy. Whether you...
I hate that.
But
I hate
okay.
it. I hate it.
So you might hate it, but quantum physics is not woo-woo, it's science. You have to look at it not from this perspective of like, everything is energy.
Right.
Like
it just like my skin crawls.
I understand, but look at it. This is what helped me. Look at it from the perspective of science.
Okay.
It is not woo-woo. It is a legitimate thing. Everything is energy.
Okay.
Even like the chair we're sitting in is energy. Us talking to each other is energy. You know, I like to tell people, it's like, you know, when you are like thinking of someone and then they call you and you're like, oh my God, how did this happen? That wasn't by chance. That's energy. Like everything is energy. It's quantum physics. Like that's what it is.
Okay. I'm 50-50 on that.
Okay, go do some scientific research on that shit.
And then I'll get back to you.
Get back to me.
We'll do a follow-up episode in like 2 months. What
That's
about...
fine. But hold on. The one thing I want to say with that is that high frequency attracts high frequency and low frequency attracts low frequency. Okay. So think of it with your thoughts. When you attract positive things, good things are happening to you. You know when you're like having a really good time and then like someone offers to, I don't know, like, I don't know why I think about like a club where you're like having the time of your life, your energy's amazing, and then the manager comes and he's like, Go on. You got VIP, girl. That's a high attracting high.
Got it.
Meanwhile, if you were sitting in the corner and you're attracting low, nothing's going to happen to you.
Right. No one's bringing
I'm trying to
you
give it like Jill language, like club energy. I mean, simply because it's happened to us.
Understood. And then I want to keep going because I not that you're losing me.
I'm long-winded, but
no, I don't mean like that. I just mean like it's a lot to accept, and I just want to keep it high level because I don't want people saying, "Oh, this is BS." Like I'm out. Like
Okay.
I'm with you still. You still have me. What do I need to know about neuroplasticity?
okay. So neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to rewire itself.
Okay.
And so it's kind of this concept of you can heal, do, think, whatever it is that you want, and your brain does not know the difference between a thought and what's actually happening in your life.
Right.
For example, anxiety.
Yeah.
You think of something that makes you super
Hypothetical.
anxious or hypothetical, you feel it viscerally.
Right.
That can go for anything positive. So if you're sick, you can imagine yourself being super healthy, living this life to where you're like, you feel great every day. You wake up with energy, whatever like that. And your body doesn't know the difference.
Right.
And again, the same thing can be the opposite. So that's the concept of neuroplasticity. So we have subconscious, quantum physics, neuroplasticity, and then, like I said, this like aligned action or
Which is important. You can't manifest a 7-figure salary and then not work hard at your job.
well, exactly. So that's kind of like the last thing that it goes into more of like your authentic self, authentic code is like aligning with what you truly want and then taking action.
Right.
And this is the part that you absolutely love is because you're like, you can't just get whatever you want. You're like, I need to work hard, and through positive thinking, through energy, through setting my intention, setting my vision, if I take that aligned action, I can get whatever I want.
Okay.
So that's kind of the whole concept behind actually how to manifest.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
You're with me.
I'm with you. So I guess there's the how, and then I want to get into like other like resources.
Okay.
So what are some ways in which we can initially take action? Where do we start?
Okay. So I've learned through someone named Lacey Phillips who created this program that I'm actually debating doing called To Be Magnetic. She basically states that in order to start curating it, you have to first start with your authentic code and kind of create these pillars as to what you truly want in this life.
Okay.
Like,
You're losing me a little.
okay, but it's because you can't just say like, oh, I'm going to have this and this and this and this in life. Like, you actually have to decide what you truly want.
Okay. So that's the how.
Yeah. So, for example, is deciding what you actually want.
Okay.
I know for myself, or I think it's important to not really share a ton of these things with people. Like, I think I think personally, manifestation's a very private thing.
Okay.
Especially, you don't want to tell the wrong people. Okay. Like, you don't want people to like get in your energy.
Oh, I know some people who would be actively manifesting against.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you. So let's put out an example. Family. Like, if you want an amazing supportive partner and husband, like that is one pillar that you can have.
The how is, okay, I'm creating pillars. Let's call it family, money, lifestyle, and health.
Sure.
Then what?
Okay. So there's various ways that you can approach this. Some people script. Some people meditate on it. Script writing. Sorry, journal.
Okay.
Some people write it. Some people vision board it.
Okay.
People are against vision boarding. I'm like, girl, if you want to see what you really want in this life, why don't you look at perfect examples of people who achieve it?
Right. And that's where like the big manifesting people lose me. It's like, you can't do a vision board. It's like,
Right.
let us vision board.
You can do a vision board.
Okay.
Roxy Nafusi in How to Manifest says that you can vision board. And I also have always believed that, like, look on Pinterest. Look at people who you aspire to be like. What do they have? What do you want? It's possible. I like looking at it too because I'm like, oh, it's possible. X, Y, and Z started here and now she has this. And I'm like, wow, like if that's possible for her, why isn't it for me?
So for the next 60 days, I am going to script daily
Yes.
within my pillars. And then we'll follow up in 2 months with any changes or anything I've noticed, felt, etc.
Okay, great.
Does that sound, is 2 months a good enough timeline to check in?
I think it's a great time.
Okay.
But let me get into it a teeny bit more. So like I said, create categories that you want to have or change: house, job, partner, and be very clear.
Okay.
With energy and like I said, the quantum physics, the being clear on setting your intentions.
You have to be very specific.
Be very specific. Who you want, how you want to feel, what you want to do. A part of the how is talking about it as though you already have it, because that's what's really helpful when it comes to that like quantum physics and the neuroplasticity is like talking it in a present tense.
I'm opening up my bank account and I am overjoyed by the amount of dollars
Exactly.
that sit in Bank of America.
Literally, exactly.
Okay, got it.
And you're scripting that.
Okay.
Okay. So people say, yeah, so that's huge. Is like talk about it like you already have it. The man of my dreams is, you know, X, Y, and Z. Like he makes me feel this way. I'm so happy. And like you can feel your body feeling that. And reminder, your brain doesn't know the difference between if it's happening or if it's not.
Right.
And then energy will flow to that intention. Okay.
So I feel good about that, but I do think we should give some resources because I have you at my disposal.
Hit us with the when first, like when to do it.
Oh,
Okay.
Well, you hit us with the when.
Okay. Well, I was going to say hit us with the when question because I really wanted to say that.
When should I be manifesting?
You can honestly whenever. I mean, like I think of like I daydream a lot, and quite often when I'm daydreaming, it's daydreaming the things that I want to happen in my life.
Okay. That doesn't sit
I
well
will
with me.
say
I need time.
Okay.
I don't have time to daydream, Jenna. I have 3 jobs.
Before sleep.
Okay.
And I wrote this is more science, kind of like it's not over my head, but I wanted to make sure I got this right. When you start to drift off to sleep, your mind switches into a theta wavelength state, which is an in-between state of your conscious and subconscious mind. So basically, it's a better time to kind of tap into your brain, into that energy of manifesting.
Okay.
So before bed, what I like to do, pull out my journal, pull out my vision board, pull out whatever I want to pull out that's going to help me kind of get in that mood, visualize it while I'm going to sleep.
Okay.
And let your body just like sleep into it.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. I'm going to try it. 60 days.
60 days.
Yep.
And then what to expect. So.
No, I don't want you to tell me what to expect.
Why?
Because I just want to see what happens in 60 days.
Okay.
So don't even tell me. What I want to know, or to finish it off, is what tools do I use? What books do I read? Who should I follow on social media?
Okay.
Like, what should I be paying attention to?
So I would like to say that when I started my journey in 2020, I went into the deep end.
Yeah.
I started with Joe Dispenza and I started with Abraham Hicks, and you probably don't even know who that is.
No.
Abraham Hicks is like a channeled person from a husband and wife. Like they're OG manifestors.
You know better than to talk to me about this. Who should I follow, Jenna?
So I'm just saying, don't do what I did.
Okay.
I think the people that you should follow are like Roxy Nafusi, like I said, just because, well, she is great from what I've seen, but she has a very simple orange book, like I own.
Yeah.
I believe it's called How to Manifest.
Okay.
And it's a very like easy to digest book of what to do, how to do it. The next person is Lacey Phillips. Like I also mentioned, she just came out with a book that I also bought called How to Manifest.
Okay.
Shoot. I think Roxy Nafusi's just called Manifest. I think hers is How to Manifest.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm giving you the author name, so go look.
Okay.
Lacey Phillips created the also How to Be Magnetic, which is a little bit more deep in that I think I would be ready for, you wouldn't. So I think you should do more of the Roxy Nafusi or Lacey Phillips book.
Okay.
Another one is Mimi Bouchard.
I know Mimi. She's been on Skitty Confidential.
Yes, we've done her app before. I really like her app, which is the activations app, because she's more in this visualization while you're doing things. If you're someone who doesn't want to sit still or you don't want to journal.
I've used her app.
Okay, so those are people. Gabby Bernstein's another good example, as well as Hannah Eve.
Okay.
We've actually known her for a really long time via social media, but I feel like she's someone.
She has transformed her life.
Yeah, she's a perfect example of like hating her life, kind of like similar to me. I think probably with a man or boyfriend or something, to like being her absolute best self.
Anna Eve is the biggest reason I believe in manifestation.
Wow.
Like, outside of you.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so you listed off some people, and then you said our podcast to listen to is Melissa Woodhealth.
Yeah, Bringing Your Manifestations to Life with Lacey Phillips.
Okay.
The Expanded or To Be Magnetic podcast. Joe Dispenza on the School of Greatness.
Okay.
He just breaks it down, like, what is neuroplasticity?
Okay.
What are these things in a more science? Harder to digest, but if you're interested and you want to dive more into it, do it. We'll list all these resources at the bottom, but again, like, this has changed my life. It's changed my energy. It's helped me. Like, so many synchronicities happen in my life. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, no way that happened. But then I'm like, yes, way it happened because I take this aligned action.
Yeah.
And my life has evolved and upgraded ever since practicing it. So
I'm going to post on Instagram and TikTok about this as well. This is something I'm really trying to get into. So it's kind of like a self-experiment for you all to watch. And we'll see how it goes.
yeah. All right. Let's
Thank
get
you.
it started.
That's all I needed.
I hope that's helpful.
I could not afford any more. I
Yeah.
just need literally level 1, and that's
I
it. I get
understand.
too overwhelmed.
Maybe we'll
with
bring
the
an
woo-woo of
expert
it
in
all.
2 months.
Let's see how I'm doing.
Okay. All right. I hope you guys like this too. If you guys want to start your practice. And yeah, we'll see you guys all next week.